Hello, Warrior fans. This is Scott again. I appreciate you tuning in for another episode of DUBS Playoff Watch. And again, I'm just an ordinary guy, but like all of you, I'm an extraordinary fan. I consider myself one because, after all, what the heck, right? It's fun. There's nothing like Warriors, NBA, Bay Area sports, West Coast. I mean, come on. I can't say enough about it. So I do appreciate you tuning in to listen and to share. So last night, huge game, huge night, and I got to count on my stat monster over here to make sure that I provide some accurate information. Again, not like the talking heads from over that just blah blah blah, and only have this much information, but. With a depleted roster, I had mentioned D. Lee, and of course, we found out later that because of protocols, we lost Bazemore also. Both those gentlemen had to be out of the lineup. So we knew that was going to hurt. We already knew that we were going to be without Wiseman. We already knew we were going to be without Pascal. Although it was questionable going in the game. I thought he was going to maybe play, but as it turned out, he didn't. So we had some huge gaps. Other guys had to step up big time. And especially when you look at and consider what Steph was going through, he's got some physical challenges in the first half, very early in the game, as a matter of fact. He tweaked his right ankle and or foot, so he had to battle through that, and you could see that it was challenging for him throughout that first half. He only ended up with 7 points in that first half. And so at halftime, rewrapped it as I understand it, and whatever it was, intestinal fortitude as far as Steph Curry is concerned, because you could see it was still bothering him, but he did look like a different player in the second half in terms of how he was fighting through it and able to, he hit his first three in the third quarter. What else can I say? He ended up scoring 25 in the second half. Just an outstanding game. He ended up with 32 points. So out of the last 13 games, 12 of those games, he scored 30 or more. The man is on fire. You can't say, or I don't even know if you can debate anymore who the greatest shooter of all time is. It's not even a shooter. Scorer. He can do it all. We have to also talk about the other contributions from the Warriors last night. Draymond with 19 assists and 12 boards. And if you watch the game, those assists, man, the patience, the way he facilitates that offense and directs it, the waits for the double screens to be set, the backdoor cuts to take place, and to be able to deliver bounce passes as he does through traffic, it was just a beautiful thing to watch. Let's talk about the other contributions last night. Like I said, other guys had to step up. Wiggins been doing it every game. And again, looking at stats, Wiggins got 19 last night, so Mr. Consistency. Oubre, huge. And I'm going to say off the bench because it's kind of his new role, but, he may play the end of the game. Like, he's a major contributor, but he's kind of filling that Iggy role, but just in a different way. Obviously, they got different skill sets and attributes, but they both provide energy and veteran leadership. And Oubre, when he's providing that scoring, it really is a huge lift to that team. You can see it on the floor. By the way, talking about a lift to the team, kudos to all you fans that made it out to Chase Center last night, because from home, it felt like a playoff game. The vibe was outstanding. You guys, especially in the introductions, it seemed like it was at full capacity. Even though it was at 35%, that was hard to believe when you looked in the stands, because you guys were outstanding. You're very loud. So thumbs up to all you guys, all you fans that were able to make it out there. Just outstanding. Getting back to the contributions from the other members. Poole, 15. Mulder, 14. So Poole, by the way, when he hesitates, that's problematic. If he doesn't hesitate, he's assertive and aggressive offensively, and he's looking at a shot, not to pull up, pick up his dribble. Now I got to find somebody to pass to. Man, it's like night and day. since he's come up from the G League. He's done an outstanding job. Mulder, though, putting in 14. The poor guy has not had a lot of opportunities, so he has really made the most of it. He made the most of it last night. Especially in the first quarter, he was the guy that was really moving the team and giving them energy offensively. He had 2 running one-hand dunks, and one of them was by Aaron Gordon. It was outstanding. And you could hear the place get loud when that happened. So kudos to Mulder for his outstanding play. And I don't want to forget about Looney. I don't want to forget about anybody, but these are the guys I want to call out, though, because Looney and Juan Toscano Anderson, JTA, as they call him also, Bay Area guy. Anyway, outstanding. Between them, 16 boards. When you look at the kind of defense they play, the fundamentals, assertiveness, defensively, they're humble when they're on the floor because they know their role, and they're going to shoot when it comes to them. But that's not what they're looking to do. They're looking to set the pick, play tough defense, get the rebound, offense and defense. Man, they just go all out. So kudos to them. Anyway, they were able to, as we said, they were able to beat Denver last night. Huge win. So what does that do? So a quick review of the playoff status. So as a result, the Warriors pulled ahead of the Spurs. So just by percentage points. They're both 500 unless we're going to extend the math on that. So it's just by percentage points. But they are in 9th spot now. They're still 1 game behind Memphis. And an interesting, and that's a result of Memphis winning as well. And by the way, as I mentioned yesterday, we're going to play the Blazers. So the Blazers dropped, and the Warriors gained a whole game on catching up with the Blazers. So now they're only 2.5 behind the Blazers, who now are in 7th spot. And the Mavs are 3 games up, and they are in the 6th spot. So the Mavs, the Blazers, Memphis, the Warriors, and the Spurs. And, oh, by the way, the Pelicans, which I said I was going to talk about from now on also, we got to follow them. They're either 3 or 3.5 behind both the Spurs and the Warriors. And the Spurs play the Pelicans tonight. So that game is key to see what happens there. I'd like to see the Spurs drop, but also like to see the Pelicans fall back further. However, I guess personally, if I had my druthers, I guess I'd rather see the Spurs drop, so it would provide the Warriors a little separation. The other big game is a game that happened a couple nights ago, is the Lakers versus the Mavs. Again, huge game. So the Mavs were able to beat the Lakers, AD's first game back, hoping this time the Lakers are able to get some retribution and beat the Mavs. So the Mavs will fall a half game back. And if the Warriors can beat the Kings tomorrow, Warriors will gain an additional half game. So they'll be 1 game closer to reaching the Mavericks. So anyway, that's my quick rundown of the latest and the greatest on the Warriors and AKA DUBS playoff, in this case, March, but from our perspective, it's the playoff watch. All right. Hope you guys are appreciating this. Hope you enjoy it. I hope the information is, again, fun and entertaining. That's all it's supposed to be. And let's continue to root for our Warriors and Dub Nation. I got my fingers crossed for tonight's games as well as the Warriors games tomorrow. And I'll be talking to you again soon. I'm out. Thank you.